Hello everybody, welcome to a video. Today I'm going to teach you, or at least try to teach you, how to score in bowling. I feel like I see a lot of people who are just starting bowling, don't necessarily know what they're doing with the scoring, and I just want to kind of show you that. It's pretty simple once you get the steps down. So as you can see here on the back of, that's my chemistry studying, I probably should be. So, some people may be wondering how to calculate your maximum score. You see on PBA events, on PBA on TV, you see them have max score, this. Basically, all you have to do, add 30 on each frame that you have left. Alright, so you have 9 open right here. This is 9, right? 9 on the bottom. Now, let's say you want to find your max score. All you gotta do, add 30 on each frame, because that means that you are going to strike out the entire time. So, if you guys don't, you'll know the rule after this, but just put 30 on each thing. So 9 plus 30, 39, 69, 99, 129, 159, 189, 219, 249, 279. Your max score is 279. Max 279, because all you're doing, adding 30 on each of the frames there. Okay, that's all you gotta do. With the spare, I'm gonna explain to you in the next couple segments, and you'll see. So, the step number 1, knowing how to count. Very simple. Let's say you start a game. You're not really too good in practice, so you throw a shot, boom, leave a spare. Alright, that's fine, pick up the spare. Yeah, you go to pick up the spare, you whiff it massively. Alright, so let's say you get 9 on the first one. 9. So this is frame number 1. 9, you miss it. 9, open. This is the sign for an open. Boom. If you don't strike again, you leave something terrible. I forgot what I left, to be honest, but I'm go for the spare. You're like, alright, I think I get it this time. Nope, you miss it. 9 open. So, basic, simple math. What's 9 plus 9? That equals 18, alright? I know this sounds stupid, but it will help in the future. Thing number 2, spares. Well, I think a lot of people get confused about spares. Even when I first started bowling, I got confused about spares a little bit. But here is the rule. Spares equals, so let's say you got a spare, you roll the ball, boom, you miss. Alright, that's fine. Yet 9, right? Now, let's say you actually make the spare. Boom. Spare. That is the symbol for spare, just a slash. Now, spares equals 10 plus your next shot. So, you have 9 spare. What do we have here? All right, next shot. Let's say you get 6. You get 6, right? You get 6. So, you have 9 spare, which is 10, plus 6 equals 16. Now, I know you're probably wondering, where does the 16 go? It goes in the frame of the spare. So, let's say the first frame, I know it's very tiny, but if you zoom in, you have 9 spare here, and then you get 6, 10 plus 6, 16 goes into your first frame, alright? Now, you might be asking, what if you get a strike afterwards, right? Well, that's very simple as well. All you gotta do, 10 plus your next shot, that's the rule. You get 9 spare, strike. 9 spare, 10 plus how many pins do you get for a strike? 10. So 20 right here goes into that frame specifically. Thing number 3, we have strike equals 10 plus your next 2 shots. All right? The spare is only your next 1 shot. Strike, important, big bonus. You get 2 shots. All right? So let's say you bowl a strike. Boom, you're pretty proud of that. It's the first strike of the game. You really want to get another strike, right? No. You get left with a 10 pin. You got 9, right? Now, how do you calculate this? Not yet. You need to find your next shot, okay? Let's say, oh, you make that 10 pin. Look at that, 9 spare. Boom. So, 10 plus, you got 9 on the first one. Now you got 1 on the second one. Plus 1 equals 20. So, for the strike frame, you get 20 under it. All right? That is how you do a strike and a spare. Let's say you got 2 strikes. Now you're in a bit of a pickle. Now you're a little bit confused because this gets your next 2 shots, but this also gets your next 2 shots. Very simple. Don't complicate it. So first, we're gonna do it with no strike next to it, okay? Let's say you got 2 strikes, you got a double going, then you leave a 6 spare or whatever, right? So first you leave a 6 and forget about the spare. So the first strike number 1, you have what? 10 plus your next 2 shots. Now, what's another strike count as? 10 plus the next shot. Next 2 shots, that's shot number 1, that's shot number 2. So 6. That equals 10 plus 10 is 20, plus 6, 26. So for that frame, the first frame, you are left with a 26. All right, now, you're wondering, what about the second strike? I will show you what you might add. So, you have a strike here, that's strike number 2. Then you have your first shot, which is 6. Let's say you make it. Now, what did we say before about a strike and then a spare? That's 20. But I will show you what happens here. So, forget this 26 per second. Focus on this little box. So now you have 10 plus, what's your first shot? 6 plus the second shot. 10 minus 6. Pretty easy. 4. 20. 10 plus 6 plus 4 equals 20. So, for that second strike, you have 20. It's not just 20. You get 20 for that. So you got to add on from your first frame. You got 26. 26 plus 20, 46. Now, obviously, if you have the 6 spare, you have to wait until your next shot. Look at the first strike right here. What do you do first strike? 10 plus your next 2 shots. Your next 2 shots were strikes. So, 10 plus 10 plus 10. 30. Now you can see why you add on 30 for every max score. For every frame in the max score, I mean. Because you're basically just adding one strike to the other, and then the next, and then the next, and then the next. That's simple. Alright? You got 9 on the fourth frame. So now, what happens? Strike equals 10 plus your next 2 shots. Alright, so 10 plus the first shot, you got 10. Second shot, you got 9. So you add on 29 to the first frame here. So 30 plus 29, 59. Now let's say the third strike you want to calculate. Same thing, guys. Let's say, oh no, you missed the spare. Very saddening. That's okay. So you have a strike and then a 9 open. So 10 plus 9 plus, what'd you get in that one? 0. Very saddening. You did it. You didn't get a spare. You got open. But that doesn't matter. So you add on 19 from the 59. 59 plus 19. So let's do the math. 69. 78. 78 right there. All right. Now, with an open frame, what do? Just add on that number to it. So plus 9, that would be 87. Boom. Another spare thing here. Let's say you have 9 spare. You wanna get the next thing. You have 9. 10 plus 9, 19. Let's say you open up. That's 30. That's a 28. All right. Very simple. Next one, you get a strike. And then next one, you get a 9 spare. 10 plus 10, 20, 48. And then let's just say you got 7 off. 17, that's 65. And then 72. It all will make sense once you see all the scores. And we are going to be doing a bowl of game with me. And we're going to be calculating the score by ourselves. All right. So here we have my first shot. What is it going to be? Harry is in the wet. Now he's not. Fantastic. Throw the ball. Not the greatest of shots. But we get a light mixer. It's a strike. Frame number 1. Strike. Boom. Fantastic. Now the second one. Got a little bit around it. Boom. Strike again. Frame 2. I got another strike. We don't have to calculate the strike right now as it's the next 2 shots. Remember that. Here I go. I go up for the shot. Looks a little bit inside. But boom, he strikes. That's 3 in a row. So, through 3 frames, we have a turkey. So, let's calculate the first frame right now. Strike equals the strike, 10, plus your next 2 shots. So 10 plus 10 plus 10, 30. You got 30 in your first frame. That is the best possible way you could start a game. Fourth frame. Let's see if we could go perfect here. I mean, I don't even know. Ooh, that was a little bit in. And oh, leaves a 7-pin. So 4. You get 9, right? 9. All right, fine. That's fine. I'll deal with 9. Sorry, guys. I hook at my spares on a house shot. And I made it. So quickly, let's stop that game right there. All right, let's calculate the second strike. The next 2 shots. So 10 plus the next 2 shots. 10 plus 10 plus 9. That's 29. You don't count the spare, you just count the next 2 shots. So 10 plus 10 plus 9. 29, so 30 plus 29 is 59. That looks like a fantastic start to me, to be honest with you. But we could actually calculate the third strike as well. 10 plus the next 2 shots. 10 plus 9 plus 1 is 20. So we start off with 79 in the third frame. It's a really good game so far. Now we see what we do with the 9 spare. And I make a decent shot. Oh, goes a little high, leaves a 6-pin. So frame number 5. Now we can calculate the spare because it's just the next shot. Okay? So 10. Get 10 here. Plus 9, 19. 79 plus 19. Let's do the math. That is 98. Game. Let's see if I make the spare here. Come on, of course I do. Come on, guys. I'm pretty good. But now we go on to the 6th frame now. And my 6th frame shot. Let's see what happens here. They're a pretty decent shot. A little bit in. Ooh, boy. High flush. High flush, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. That's a strike in the 6th frame here. All right, so let's calculate the spare. 10 plus the next shot. 10 plus 10. All right, don't get confused. We're going from here to here. All right, 10 plus 10, 20. So 98 plus 20 equals 118. We're back on the strike train, folks. Next shot, 7th frame. Get that way out. The ball's gonna come back. Yes, it is. You can see by my expression on my legs that was not a good shot. But however, we do get another strike in the 7th frame. So this is going very good game so far. No open frames, and I don't think there were any open frames. So looks like a bad shot inside. He tries to roll. Oh my word. Leaves another 7-pin. I'll have 2 7-pins that game. I didn't realize. All right. We can calculate the strike in number 6, by the way. So I'm going to pause that right there. Strike 10 plus the next 2 shots. 10. Voice correct. 10 plus 10 plus 9. That is 29 points. So 118 plus 29, which is 147. Looks like fine. Looks like it's gonna hook. I get in the way for some reason, but yes, I did make it. In fact, I did. So strike 9 spare. We can calculate this strike right here. All right. So 10 plus the next 2 shots. 10 plus 9 plus 1. That's 20. So you have 167 right there. The foundation frame. The 9th frame is called the foundation frame because it makes the foundation for the 10th frame. It looks like I do strike in the foundation frame as well. See, that was a very nice one. Foundation frame, the 9th and 10th frame, that's really what makes it breaks you. Let's say you have 100 in the 8th. You can strike out for 160, and that's not too bad. So now let's calculate the 9 spare right here. So 10 plus your next shot. 10 plus 10, that's 20. You have 187 in the 8th. And the 10th frame scoring is a little bit different, guys, just so you know. I throw a shot. It's not the greatest. I leave a 10-pin. I would have thought. All right, so 9. Now you have a strike, so it's not calculated just yet. Please say I made. Oh, the pins got fucked. The string pins get tangled sometimes, and that's why I hate this game. But he was getting close. I don't know if I picked it up. Of course I pick it up. Come on now. And now we can calculate the strike in the 9th frame. So strike, right there. 10 plus the next 2 throws. 10 plus 9 plus 1 is 20. So that will be 207 in the 9th frame. Now, 10th frame, a little bit different, all right? So my last shot here, I strike. I was very confident in it. 10th frame. Now, what you guys would probably think, oh, 9 spare. We got a spare strike, so that's 20. So that's 20 plus a strike, which is probably just 10. So that's 30. No, you are wrong, all right? What you do in the 10th frame, all you have to do is add up what you get in the 10th frame, okay? Doesn't matter about any bonuses whatsoever in the 10th frame. All you need to do is count them, all right? So 9 plus 1 plus 10, that's 20, all right? It's not 20 plus 10 is 30. No, that's not what it is. It's 20. I ended off that game with a 227. I recorded, other than the shots that you've seen before for the examples, because I was purposely trying to miss. And actually, looking at purposely trying to miss, just watch this on string pins, okay? I want you to realize it's on string pins. Yeah, I basically threw a messenger on string things. So the first rule, max score. Add 30 on to each frame. Alright? Add 30 on each frame. Pretty simple. Alright? Number 2, open frames. All you have to do is do some addition. Let's say you have do simple addition. Let's say you got 9 open plus, let's say you got 9 open and a 8 open. So 9 plus 8 equals 17. Very simple. Number 3, I'm gonna have to get on my knees for this. All right, fantastic. Spares. Spare equals 10 plus next row. I'll give you 2 examples. Example 1. Let's say you have a 9 spare, 9. So that's 10 plus the next 9 open. All right, 9 spare plus 9. That is 19 right there. 10 plus the next row, which is 9. That would be 28. Simple math. Example number 2. Let's say you have 9 spare, strike. 10 plus your next throw. 10 plus 10, what do you get? 20. And then the strike goes on till the next frames, all right? Now you have 4 strikes. Strike equals 10 plus next 2 throws. I know it's sloppy, but I'm going to give you an example. Example number 1, strike plus, strike plus, let's go 9 open, strike, next 2 throws, 10 plus 9 plus 0, that is 19, and that's 28, right? Example number 2, let's say you got a strike and then a spare, 9 spare, 10 plus the next 2 throws, always the rule. So just erase this really quickly. So that's 10 plus 10. Well, 10 plus 9 plus 1 is 20. So you get 20, and then this goes on to the next throw. All right. Example number 3, a turkey, because a double doesn't necessarily count for anything because that's only 2 shots. All right. Turkey. Let's see. Now you're wondering, ooh, strike plus next 2 throws. All right. 10 plus 10 plus 10, that's 30. Now, you're probably wondering what happens to the other 2 strikes. They go on to oblivion, all right? But they still count as some numbers. It depends on what happens in the next couple frames. However, you can still do it. So, 10 plus 10 is 20, so you could be like 50. And then a strike is just 10, so that's just 60. But obviously, that doesn't matter because what other thing matters is next shots, all right? The next shots matter. So, that should be everything to know. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you kind of understand a little bit on how to kind of count, frames, count score. Yeah, on how to count score in bowling. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys watch the rest of my videos. They aren't normally learning content about this. I have one that really popped off, in my opinion. Other than that, yeah. I hope this was worth your while. I hope it was very simple for you. And I will see you all in the next video. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.